Gentlemen, let me ask you something you've probably lost sleep over. How long should you last in bed? Specifically at 60 and beyond? 5 minutes? 10? 30? An hour? And here's the real question underneath that one. Are you enough if you don't last as long as you used to? I'm Julia Rhodes, a sexual health specialist who spent over a decade working with men on performance, confidence, and what actually creates satisfaction in the bedroom. And today, I'm going to give you an answer that will probably surprise you. Because what you think women want, what porn has told you to believe, and what science actually shows are three completely different things. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand, when to worry, and when to stop stressing about the clock entirely. If you feel excited about finally learning this, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification. I guarantee you're going to enjoy the whole video. Now, let's kill the biggest myth first. Most men believe women want marathon sex sessions, 30 minutes minimum, an hour if you're really good. Anything less and you're inadequate. That myth comes straight from porn, where scenes are edited, actors take breaks, and performance is exaggerated for the camera. But here's what science actually shows. The average time from penetration to ejaculation for men across all ages, 5 to 7 minutes. And when researchers asked women what they prefer, most said 7 to 13 minutes of actual intercourse feels ideal. Not 30, not an hour, 7 to 13 minutes. Why? Because after a certain point, it stops feeling good and starts feeling uncomfortable. Friction builds and lubrication dries up. She gets sore. And she's lying there wondering when you're going to finish so she can finally relax. Let me tell you something from a woman's perspective. We fake orgasms not just to boost your ego, but to end sessions that have gone on way too long. So if you're lasting 5 to 15 minutes, you're already in the ideal range for most women. And if you're finding value in this reality check, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you catch every video where I break down what actually works for men over 60. Not what porn tells you, but what science and women's real experiences show. Now, let's talk about how age changes things and why that's not the disaster you think it is. As you get older, a few things shift. Your refractory period, the time between erections, gets longer. Your stamina might drop. You might finish faster than you did at 30. But here's what most men miss. Those changes don't make you worse in bed. They just change the game you're playing. Younger guys often have stamina but lack patience. They're focused on their own finish line. They skip foreplay, they don't read signals. You've learned patience. You understand that sex isn't just penetration. You know how to use your hands, your mouth, your presence, and that makes you better, not worse. One of my clients, Richard from Dallas, 68, came to me stressed because he was finishing in about 6 minutes. He thought his new girlfriend would be disappointed. I told him to ask her directly. Turns out she was perfectly satisfied because he spent 15 minutes on foreplay, paid attention to what she liked, and made her feel desired. The 6 minutes of penetration, that was just the finale. He called me a week later and said, "Julia, I've been stressing about the wrong thing for months." Exactly. Because here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Women don't orgasm reliably from penetration alone. Less than 20% do. That means your duration during intercourse matters far less than what you do before and after. So let's flip the script. Instead of asking, "How long should I last?" ask, "How can I make sure she's satisfied?" The answer? Foreplay. Lots of it. Use your hands, use your mouth. Build her arousal slowly so that by the time penetration happens, she's already close or satisfied. Then penetration becomes the connection, the intimacy, the final crescendo, not the entire performance. Now, let's be real. There are times when short duration is actually a problem. If you're finishing in under 2 minutes consistently and it's causing frustration for you or your partner, that's premature ejaculation, and it's treatable. If you're struggling to maintain an erection long enough to penetrate, that's erectile dysfunction, also treatable. But if you're lasting 5 to 10 minutes and she's satisfied, you don't have a problem. You have anxiety. And here's where porn has really messed men up. It's not just duration, it's the intensity, the pounding, the positions that look great on camera but feel terrible in real life. Real sex isn't a performance, it's a conversation. Sometimes it's slow and tender, sometimes it's quick and urgent, sometimes it's playful, and none of those versions require you to last 30 minutes. Now, if you genuinely want to extend your duration, not because you need to, but because you want to, there are techniques. Edging, the start-stop method, breathing exercises, pelvic floor training, adjusting angles to reduce stimulation. I'd love to go deeper into those specific protocols, but platform restrictions won't let me get too explicit here. However, those on my email list get the raw, unfiltered breakdown, exact techniques, timing strategies, and communication scripts. If you want that level of detail, the link's in the description and pinned in the comments. But here's what I need you to understand. Extending duration should be about enhancing pleasure, not proving something. If you're chasing longer sessions because you think that's what makes you a man, you're chasing the wrong thing. What makes you a great lover? Presence, attention, making her feel desired, reading her body, communicating openly. Duration is just one small piece of a much bigger picture. So here's my question for you, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. How long do you think women want you to last? I'm curious because most men are way off, and your answer will tell me what myths are still running your mindset. And if you want weekly strategies on sexual health, performance, and confidence that actually serve men over 60, not the garbage you see online, make sure you're subscribed. Real talk, real science, real results. Here's the bottom line. If you're lasting 5 to 15 minutes and your partner is satisfied, you're doing great. If you're finishing faster and it's causing problems, there are solutions. But if you're stressing about not lasting long enough when she's already happy, you're torturing yourself over a problem that doesn't exist. Stop measuring yourself against porn. Stop comparing yourself to who you were at 25. Start focusing on what actually matters: connection, pleasure, and making her feel like the only woman in the world. That's what she'll remember, not the stopwatch. You're not too old. You're not inadequate. You're exactly what she needs. If you stop doubting yourself long enough to show up fully. I'm Julia Rhodes. I'll see you in the next one.